How's she going, boys? So nice of you to drop in today. Thanks a lot. I have Nannie's lawn tractor in the shop today. Got a couple of little things I want to address on that. One is I'd like to put a horn on it. Good for when Nannie's out around, you know, she'll beep the horn if she needs me or for something, instead of have to drive all the way back up here. And the other thing is the squirrels were in the shed where we keep the tractor, and they chewed the end off the handle, the knob on the handle that raises and lowers the mower deck. Those gall dang squirrels. Anyways, I have to see if I can come up with a way to smooth off that handle that the squirrels were gnawing on. Alright, check that out. The darn little squirrels, eh? They're chewing on that. Why they would ever decide to chew on that is beyond me. In fact, I can pull this right off, I think. Yeah, look at that. They got the end of that chewed right off. On the old MTD that I had got, my estate car, since it had no deck on it and I removed the mower deck lever adjustment, I have this handle off of it. So I'm going to try and get that on there. This is a little bit different diameter, but I'm going to try and heat this up with the heat gun, see if I can get that pushed on there, see if it'll work. See if I can squeeze it on there now. It's nice and soft anyways. Well, what do you think? It reminds me of putting hand grips on an ATV. Alright, we're going to try that anyways. It's a little bit better than this one, but that one's not a total write-off either, so I'm going to save that. You know me, save everything. So, now I want to install a horn. So there's the horn I have. Just one of those beep beep horns. And I was thinking maybe if I could install it right in here. And then there's a spot up here on the dash, you can't see it, but up here where I can put the button. But I think in order to give myself some room to work, I'm going to take the fuel tank. There's a bolt there and a bolt on the other side. Take the fuel tank, just set it up on the mower engine, see if I can get some more room in there. So we're just going to take these out of here. Now this should lift forward. And I'll place it on top of the engine if I can. So since I'm going to be running a separate ground on this, so a power and a ground wire, I don't have to ground it through this mounting bracket. I have to get everything lined up again. There we go, that was easy. Okay, and now my body piece will go on here. Cover that up nicely. So that should work good. So here's my button. I had purchased these buttons way back when I got the horns. I'd like to back that up with a washer of some sort. So I've got an assortment of larger washers here. It's good to save all your old gear, right? Because you never know. Like this washer right here, I think I'm going to end up using that one. It's not very thick, but it doesn't have to be thick. It's not meant to withstand anything. It's just to give a little bit of a shoulder for this switch to sit on, and then I can mount that into the cowling on the tractor. And now in order to drill the hole the size I need, I have a step drill bit, and I need to go in the third shoulder down is the size I need. Here we go. Oh, and if this turns out to be a total fail, I happen to find another one of these brass washers in my washer bin, so I can take a rat tail file, if nothing else, and make that fit. But I'm going to try this, see where it goes. Wish me luck. Oh, I thought I lost her there, but she just came out of the vise. One more step to go. Almost through. Do you ever see anything so sketchy in all your life? Alright, there. Well, there's what I ended up with. It's not pretty, but after all, this is not a casket we're making. So that should go in there, and all I'm just looking for is to make this a bigger shoulder on the button to keep it from pushing through the dash. Alright, this is where I'm thinking I'd like to put it, right in here. It's kind of like a knockout already there. So kind of find the middle. Now, here we go. If I could take the steering wheel off, if that would help. So I loosened this nut with the big impact, the big wrench. Take that off now, right here. Just about like that. Oh yeah, look at that. So I need to run a ground wire. I want to run ground wire from a horn. So here I have one. I found a piece of wire in my junk drawer. I already had the spade connector on the end of it. So that's going to go on there. I'd like to route that wire down around the side here somehow. And then you can't see it, but down in here at the bottom of the tractor is the main ground. So I'm just going to put a stake on the end of this wire. Something like so. And then I'm going to put that under that ground strap down there, and that'll be the ground wire done. So I'm going to use this red wire for the 12 volt supply going to the button. So I want to strip a little bit off the end here. I'm just going to tin the end of this wire, because this wire is going to end up going in the button, and it's a screw terminal on the button. So if I tin it, it'll hold it better, I think. Alrighty, so that's going to be good for that. Now this one is going to be a red with a white tracer, so this is going to be on the other side of the button, taking 12 volts to the horn. So the same thing goes here. I want to tin the end of this. Alright, so that'll do there. Alright, now the other end of this, I'm going to put a spade connector on it, a female spade connector, and that's going to plug right into the horn. Crimp that down good. So I want to have my horn on a switched 12 volt line, not constant 12 volt, so that before you'd be able to toot the horn, you'd have to have the key turned on. So these wires that I made up here to go to the button, I want to find a switched 12 volt supply. So here is the wire going to the light switch, and the lights only work when the key is turned on. So the orange is the hot feed, the black goes to the light. So I'm going to cut this line right here, and I'm going to make a joint on that and add this red wire to it. So the only way I know to do that is to do that. No turning back now. So there's just a spade connector on that switch, so I just pull the end off the spade connector, because I can at least get this end then skinned off good. So now I need to get in here and trim this wire. I have this wire skinned now, and I have the wire that's going to go to my button skinned, and I have the wire that's going to the light switch skinned. So what I want to do is I want to make that join them all together, and I'm going to solder that, but I also want to put heat shrink on it. So here's my heat shrink. I'm going to put the heat shrink on this line. So those two are joined together there. So now I'm going to join the three of them together here. Everything seems tight anyway. So now we put our heat shrink over that. Put some heat on it. Okay, now we can put this spade back in our light switch, and we can run this wire back to our button. The other red feed now that's going to go to the horn, we'll connect that on the horn. We'll feed these wires through this button hole. There's one of them, and there's the other one. Then we put one wire in here, and we can tighten this up. And then we put the wire on the other side of it. Okay, so there's everything wired up. Now what I'm going to do is just turn the switch on and do a quick test, see if the horn works. Alright, so far so good. So now we can take these wires in the button, put that down in there, slide the nut up. This is going to be the hard part because there's not a lot of room to work in there. And if you've got fat fingers, it's even worse. There, I think I got her. Okay. So I've got all the wires tucked in there and tie wrapped out of the way, and we're just buttoning up that fuel tank. We have this side panel that clicks in here, and I think that's it. With the key turned off, no horn. Key turned on, the horn. And it still starts. Well, I hope Nanny's going to be happy now that she has a horn on her tractor. I have one on mine, now she has one on hers, so we can beep at each other when we're out driving around the yard. I sure hope you liked this little video where we added the horn on the tractor. It turned out alright. Thanks for watching. Leave me some comments, you know the drill, and thumbs up me. And don't forget to tune in next time on Grampie's Workshop. Talk to you soon.